Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow Interview Guide. I hope you are liking our videos and all the interview questions which we are sharing in the series of ITSM interview questions. We are at video number 2. This is our video number 1, which is what is ITSM. Okay, I have explained each and every point of ITSM with respect to, with context of interview preparation. Okay, so please watch it and then we'll discuss this one. Today's question is, what is ITIL? Okay, so what is ITIL and how it is related to ITSM? This is also one of the most frequently asked questions in ITSM interviews. So first of all, we start with the very basic and simple definition of ITIL. What is ITIL? ITIL, which is Information Technology Infrastructure Library, is a set of best practices that provides guidance on how to manage IT services effectively. Okay, so in this definition, you will see various parts. I will explain this definition at bottom. Okay, so you see this is the best definition explanation. So best practices means proven ways of doing things that works across many organizations. So based on various experiences, various instances, people have developed a kind of best practice that this particular work or this particular service is being handled in such a way. So this is what known as best practice. So ITIL is as a set of best practices. Okay. So there are various best practices which are combined and shared with the organization so that these organizations uses these best practices to do their IT services more effectively, to do ITSM more effectively, okay, to manage IT services effectively. Okay, so this is what the clear definition means. ITIL does not force rules. It is a recommendation. These things you have to keep in mind that it is not a mandatory thing. You can use these recommendations to make things better, but in case you are not, it is not mandatory. You can develop your own mechanism. Again, once you develop your own mechanism, it will be integrated. You can share your experience with people. And if it is beneficial, then it can become a best practice because of the change in technology and various other things. These things are happening. Okay, so it is not mandatory, it is recommendation. Organization can adopt ITIL fully or partially. Again, this is also a flexibility. You have to, you have the option to opt it fully or partially, depends on your use case, depends on your business need. ITIL help teams manage IT services in a consistent and a structured way. I told you it is a best practice. It means it has its structure. Okay, so it's not like that you have to manage a particular IT service by your own or by some verbal definitions. No, they have a proper structure which is available. You can study that structure. You can go through that structure. You can combine that structure with your current organization, with your current organizational needs, and then you can utilize it fully or partially, depends on your organization. In short, as we mentioned, this is the best practice. This is the best structured way. Okay, so you can use these ITIL, best practices to make the things better. Let's move to the next one, that is relationship between ITSM and ITIL. This is very important. So you see here, ITSM is what needs to be managed. We already discussed this, whereas ITIL is how to manage. Okay, how to manage IT services. So it's a ways. It provides certain ways to do the things to manage the IT services. Whereas ITSM is what you have to manage. So in ITSM we cover what all things you have to manage, but how to manage comes under ITIL. ITSM is an overall approach, whereas ITIL provide guidance to implement ITSM. This is the best, simplest thing which you can, differentiate between the both. Now at fifth point, important clarification. ITIL is not mandatory. We already discussed this. ITIL is not a law or standard. Every time, okay, companies are not forced to follow ITIL. Organizations adopt ITIL based on their needs. Many companies follow ITIL concept without saying it explicitly. So you need not to, specify, you need not to 100% follow it. You just need to use it. If it is beneficial, then it is good. If not, then you can find your own base. But most of the time, if you see in the current scenario, most of the companies are following ITIL best practices because it is timely proven and it is giving benefit and making IT services more mature and more structured and ultimately benefiting the business. So that's why people are using it. Next is ITIL as a guidance layer. You see here, first of all, we have a business need. Then we have ITSM approach. Then we have ITIL best practices. So we know what is the business need. Okay, now we are using ITSM because we know how to manage IT services, what all things we have to manage. In ITSM, we understand that. And then it comes to ITIL best practices. Now, how to manage it? And then we have the ITSM tools, in which you see various tools, ServiceNow, BMC, and Jira, and there are many. So ITIL act as a reference model between business and the tools. You see here, it is here. Okay, so business and tools, it is the reference model. Each and every tools are following ITIL best practices so that it will benefit the business. So what does ITIL cover? So ITIL provide guidance for incident, problem, change, service request, continuous service improvement. So these are the practices. So, these ITIL practices help IT teams to work in a predictable and a controlled manner. So these all things are covered under ITIL. This is a basic diagram, you know about it. Okay, now a real world example for ITIL. Imagine a company want to improve how incidents are handled. So in every company, there are incidents, but they want to improve it. So what they do, ITSM defines that incident must be managed. So in this, ITSM is suggesting that you must manage your incidents well. But how to manage? You see here, that's what ITIL is suggesting. So there are few matrices like prioritization based on the impact or urgency, define escalation rules, documentation of resolution. So these are the few suggestions which are provided by ITIL best practices. If the company want to improve it, so ITSM says you have to manage it. How to manage it? These are the few matrices, and you can use it. You can try it. If it is if it is giving benefit to you, working for you, then you can adopt it. Using ITIL guidance, ITSM processes can become more mature and efficient. So it's a guidance material, it's a guidance way, it's a best practice that ITSM processes must be using or should be using based on the current scenario, based on the business need, based on the use cases. And it will become more efficient. So now 10th is why interviewers are asking about ITIL? Because they want to know, do you really understand the ITSM concept beyond the tools? Can you differentiate ITSM and ITIL? Because these are the fundamentals. These are the, backbone of any services. You have to keep all these concepts in mind before you give any answer, before you, design any kind of solution. So that's why these things should be clear to you, and that's why people are asking it. Now, next move to common mistakes. Okay, so saying ITIL is a tool. So people mostly say ITIL is what? ITIL is ServiceNow, or ITIL is a particular tool. No, it is not. People mostly are confused about or between ITIL and ITSM. So now you have both the videos, you understand both the terms. I hope it is very much clear to you. Third thing is talking about certification instead of concepts. Yes, this is also one of the big thing. Whenever somebody asks what is ITIL, so people say, yes, I am ITIL certified. Certification is a different thing, but you must understand the concept. You must be able to, translate business with respect to ITIL fundamentals. Once you do that, interviewer will be happy. Okay. So do not overcomplicate the answers. Now, number 12 is interview ready answer structure. So whenever somebody asks you a question, you must use this structure. Okay. First of all, define what is ITIL. We already have, definition at the top. Okay. Then you have to define its purpose. And then you have to say, or you have to discuss the relationship of ITIL with ITSM. Okay. So finally, in closing note, ITIL does not replace ITSM. These both are different but closely related. It strengthens ITSM by providing proven guidance. So I hope you understand this. In the next topic, we discuss pure difference between ITSM and ITIL in a proper way. Okay, so I hope what is ITIL is clear to you. Subscribe to the channel. Watch each and every video of this series. Along with that, if you want to give you mock interviews, which is free of cost, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye bye.